This is Season 2, Episode 1 of my modular journey. Welcome to Season 2. Today we're going to be talking about XAOC Devices Tallin. And Tallin is a dual discrete core VC amp. I picked this up mid-October of 2021. It's another one of those things that wasn't available for a while, and then when it did come in, I think I got it from Control. First off, what it is, as I said, it's a dual discrete core VC amp. Reading from the manual, I'll start out reading from the manual first because it's always fun. Tallin is two completely independent A and B channels, A and B, both with a modern vintage discrete VCA core with matched transistor pairs and multiple feedback topology. I have no idea what that means. Sounds like a lot of fancy words to say this VCA is badass. Why did I choose this particular VCA? Multiple reasons. Primary reason was that it's a dual channel, so I could do stereo or self-patching and get a really robust distortion thing going on here. It sounds amazing, the videos that I saw on the web, and it is a XAOC device, which is, as you can see, I'm kind of a fan. I'm a growing fan. A lot of the stuff that they do, XAOC Devices, is just really good. Really good, and slightly different than a lot of the other things that I've purchased. This is another one that has, it goes beyond just plain old VCA. And what I mean by that is, it has, like, for instance, these gain knobs. When they're set at 0, then the VCA is closed, and nothing can get through, even if you pump voltage into the CV points. Anywhere between 0 and 12 is up to 0 dB, which means what's coming in is going out. And then once you crank it up above 12 o'clock, either one of them, that's when the overdrive. That's when you start really hearing the good sound. The overdrive. You start seeing the meters here, the LEDs turning amber and then finally red when you get them really cranked. Pretty cool. That's also when the distortion and the overdrive kicks in. The 3-position toggle switch in the middle is a non-distorted linear setting. When you switch it up to symmetric overdrive, that's when a third harmonic distortion kicks in and you can audibly hear the difference. And then likewise, when you go to the bottom, it's an asymmetric overdrive, or they say non-symmetric symmetrical overdrive, which is a second harmonic distortion. So that's, and again, these are pretty audibly obvious when you're listening to them. We have two inputs, A and B, so they're two separate channels, exponential and linear CV points. So there's two different ways to modify this sound source. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, the outputs. So let's get this plugged in and take a listen to what it sounds like, because that's where you're really going to be able to tell what it is. So with that, let's power it up and see what happens. All right, so the sound coming out is from plates over here. Let me crank it up so you can see. See, so this is definitely plates in a nice, clean little sine wave. And as you turn it up, you can watch the little LED next to channel A, green, 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 all the way up to 12 o'clock. And then once you start passing 12 o'clock, goes amber. And you can see it hitting the peaks. So the other thing the manual says is that it does internal normalizing, so it prevents clipping. So this is even in linear mode, so that sounds pretty cool, right? So now if I leave at about 12 o'clock, I'm going to turn it into symmetric mode, which is up. And then I'm going to crank the volume again. You see how now it doesn't peak, it doesn't clip. All right, so now I'm going to switch it into the asymmetric or non-symmetrical mode down below, and you can see the trace changes again. And again, watch our LED. So what I really want to do here now is let me plug in. I think I have a little Euclidean thing going on over here. And I'm going to I'm going to take the gate into the linear. Let's fire that off. So you hear the clicking. Let me plug it into Quadigy and then back into the linear output. So this is kind of what the linear sounds like. If I put it into exponential, see how it's a little bit more abrasive. So I'm going to put it back into asymmetric. And again, at 12 o'clock, it's passing through what it's getting. I'm going to drop it into the bass a little bit lower, so you can actually hear what I would probably do with it. So that's a good place to say, how would I use it? Well, that's exactly how I would use it. I want to use Tallin mostly for nice grumbly low bass tones. So if I put it up into the symmetric mode, still exponential CV. You feel that? That sounds great. At least it sounds great in my headphones. For the last part of this, the sound demo I wanted to show off is when you self-patch it. So I'm going to move the output from A to B. And then I want to grab the output of A and put it into the in of B. So now what you have is you have channel A being processed with this exponential gate. And then it's going to shove it back through a second channel, which right now is at 0, so we shouldn't hear anything. And so now you can beef this guy up. You can see the LED is going crazy here with the reds, so you know it's clipping like crazy. But now we're going to shove that back through a second channel. And again, you can make it asymmetric or non-symmetrical, and get these really beefy tones coming out of this. And then let's see if this even works. I'm going to take a sine out of Batumi and stick it here in the linear. So you can see the speed of Batumi. It's just doing additional modulation. I It doesn't sound really good, but so what I'm trying to show is that the sound coming in from plates is getting a envelope from quantity into exponential, then the sound is coming out of channel A back into B, and then it's getting an LFO into linear from Batumi, and now we're coming out. So I just thought this was pretty fascinating. And again, this is exactly how I'd use this module. If I didn't use it as a stereo A-B channels, I'd probably use it as a mono and then double whammy it from like a chainsaw in a bass mode, or even plates, because plates is not doing so bad here. The cost is about $189 US, I think, and so it makes it affordable. I might wind up getting another one or two of these to add into the rack, because they really sound great, and that's the whole point. So that's it for XAOC Devices Tallin, and episode 1 of season 2 of my modular journey. Coming up next is the Instruo Oct by DivKid. Stay tuned for that.